Welcome to English Hub. Today, we are stepping into the mind of a visionary who changed the world. Imagine a world without your smartphone. No Wi-Fi, no remote controls, no neon lights, no electric motors. To you, this sounds like the Middle Ages, but to a man born in 1856, this was a future he had already seen. What if I told you the modern world was built by a man who died alone in a hotel room talking to pigeons? This is the story of Nikola Tesla, the genius who lit the world but lived in the shadows. By the end of this video, you won't just learn English, you will learn how one man's imagination became the reality you are living in right now. Nikola Tesla was born during a lightning storm at midnight. Legend says the midwife called it a bad omen, saying, "He will be a child of darkness." Mother replied, "No, he will be a child of light." She was right. Tesla's mind was a biological miracle and a curse. He suffered from a condition where blinding flashes of light appeared before his eyes, often followed by vivid visions. He didn't just think, he rendered reality. He had a photographic memory. He could memorize entire volumes of logarithms, but his true power was visual engineering. Tesla didn't need a workshop to build a machine. He built it in his head. He would start a motor in his mind, let it run for weeks, and then inspect it for wear and tear. If it broke in his mind, he changed the design. By the time he actually built a device, it worked perfectly, every single time. However, this genius came with a price. Tesla struggled with obsessive-compulsive disorder, OCD. He was obsessed with the number 3. He would walk around a building 3 times before entering. He had a phobia of germs and round objects, especially pearls. He was a man trapped between a digital future and a Victorian present. To understand Nikola Tesla, we must look at the people who shaped him. Tesla often said that his inventive spirit didn't come from his books, but from his mother, Nikola Tesla. Although Nikola never had a formal education, she was a brilliant self-taught inventor. In their small village, she designed and built her own weaving tools and household appliances. Tesla believed he inherited his photographic memory and his creative spark directly from her. He famously said, "My mother was an inventor of the first order and would, I believe, have achieved great things had she not been so remote from modern life." On the other side was his father, Nikola Tesla, a priest in the Serbian Orthodox Church. Nikola was a gifted writer and a brilliant speaker who possessed a massive library. He used to challenge young Nikola with mental exercises, such as guessing each other's thoughts or repeating long sentences from memory. However, Tesla's childhood was also marked by a great tragedy. His older brother, Dane, who was considered even more brilliant than Nikola, died in a horse-riding accident when Nikola was only 5 years old. This loss haunted Tesla for the rest of his life. He spent much of his youth trying to live up to the high expectations his brother had left behind, pushing his mind to its absolute limits. In 1884, Tesla arrived in New York City with nothing but a book of poetry and a letter of recommendation. The letter was addressed to Thomas Edison, the wizard of Menlo Park. It read, "I know 2 great men. One is you, and the other is this young man." At first, they were a powerhouse team, but they were opposites. Edison was a self-taught trial-and-error inventor. Tesla was a theoretical genius. Edison relied on direct current, DC, which was inefficient for long distances. Tesla proposed alternating current, AC, which could travel hundreds of miles. The breaking point came when Edison offered Tesla $50,000, millions today, to redesign his inefficient DC generators. Tesla worked day and night, barely sleeping. When he finished and asked for the money, Edison laughed. He said, "Tesla, you don't understand our American humor." Tesla quit on the spot. He spent the next year digging ditches for $2 a day to survive. The man who would power the world was literally covered in mud, forgotten by the city he would soon light up. Tesla eventually found a partner in George Westinghouse. Together, they launched the War of Currents. This wasn't just a business rivalry, it was a battle for the soul of the 20th century. Edison was terrified. If AC won, his DC empire would collapse. To scare the public, Edison began a dark propaganda campaign. He publicly electrocuted animals using AC to prove it was dangerous. He even helped build the first electric chair to link Tesla's name with death. But Tesla's response was pure showmanship. At the 1893 Chicago World's Fair, he demonstrated the power of AC by creating massive electrical arcs that lit bulbs and dazzled the audience. He proved that AC was not the enemy, it was the future. The climax of this war was the Niagara Falls Power Project. Tesla and Westinghouse built the world's first large-scale hydroelectric plant. When the switch was flipped, electricity surged 20 miles away to Buffalo, New York. It was the first time in human history that power was transmitted over a long distance. The age of the electrical grid had begun. If Tesla had stopped there, he would have died the richest man on Earth. But he was a visionary, not a businessman. In the late 1890s, Tesla became obsessed with a new idea: wireless energy. He didn't want wires at all. He believed the Earth itself could conduct electricity. He began building the Wardenclyffe Tower in Long Island, New York. His goal was ambitious: to transmit free energy and information to any point on the globe. He basically described the Internet and Wi-Fi in 1901. He told his investors that a man would one day carry a device no bigger than a watch to hear music or see pictures from across the ocean. But his main investor, J.P. Morgan, asked a fatal question. If anyone can pull energy from the air, where do I put the meter? When Morgan realized he couldn't charge people for free energy, he pulled the funding. The tower was demolished for scrap metal. Tesla was heartbroken. His dream of a connected, energy-rich world was crushed by the greed of the industrial age. The final years of Tesla's life are a tragic poem. While Marconi was winning the Nobel Prize for radio, using 17 of Tesla's patents, Tesla was falling into poverty. He moved from hotel to hotel, leaving unpaid bills behind. He became increasingly eccentric. He claimed to have received signals from Mars. He spoke of a death ray that could end all wars. His only consistent companions were the pigeons of New York City. He spent his last pennies buying high-quality seeds for them. He once famously said, "I have been feeding pigeons thousands of them for years. But there was one, a beautiful bird, pure white. I loved that pigeon, as a man loves a woman, and she loved me. On January 7th, 1943, at the age of 86, Nikola Tesla died alone in room 3327 of the New Yorker Hotel. A "Do Not Disturb" sign hung on his door for 2 days before a maid found him. The FBI immediately seized his papers, fearing his death ray and other inventions were too dangerous for the public to see. Today, the most innovative car company in the world bears his name. Our global communication, our power grids, our remote controls, and our robotics all trace back to the man from Smiljan. Tesla once said, "Let the future tell the truth, and evaluate each one according to his work and accomplishments. The present is theirs. The future, for which I really worked, is mine." The next time you look at your phone or see the city lights at night, remember the man who dreamed it all into existence. Thank you for joining us at English Hub. If you found this story inspiring, don't forget to subscribe and share. Who is your favorite inventor? Let us know in the comments below.